Say that I love technology. I was originally trying to do this as a Periscope video for you. We did do a Periscope video, but it cut me off. I mean, the nerve. I was speaking. That is so rude. So, you know what? Let me do what the branding part is that we're supposed to do. I'm going to show you this here. I don't think you really can see it because it has it backwards. So we're not going to do that. That's okay. We'll take that part out. But as usual, you can follow me at thejoyguru.net. And this is coming from my blog post area, Meditations of the Heart. And I just wanted to get back on and say some things to you from that. If you haven't seen the Periscope video, that's cool because I'll start from the beginning. That's what I do. But Resurrection Sunday yesterday started for me with the fall. I was preparing to make, my way to church, doing your morning routine, and I actually tripped and fell. And I remember when I had that fall, it's like, oh my God, I want to say it was a bad fall. And it was, I tripped, I fell. And I remember the first thing I thought was, it is like something braced my fall. If you're used to, you have that trip and you can catch yourself. I'm usually the catch myself person. Not to say that I fall all the time, but you get the gist. But anyway, it was like my first thought, it's like something braced my fall. And, as I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to be careful trying to get up because I can feel the impact. I'm just, the way I fell, I'm like, oh, you have had to hurt something, or that's really going to hurt later. You're really going to be sore. So probably when you try to apply pressure to get up, something's going to hurt. I know I didn't break anything. But anyway, when I apply pressure to get up, nothing. So I'm like, okay, go back to that part I says, like something braced my fall. But immediately the Holy Spirit put in my memory, put in my spirit, I did brace your fall. And I always brace your fall. No matter what happens, I'm the one that takes the brunt of everything. So, in that point, you just thank God and you keep it moving, you go on with your routine. But of course, later that day in our meditation time, there was something that was really powerful that he reminded me of on that same topic. We know everything we go through, even the things that, feel like they're going to overtake us and are really all-consuming, that we're really just suffering. It's a freeing thought to think about. Despite your immense suffering, he still takes the brunt of it. So if that's how you feel, it was probably 20 times worse if he hadn't stepped in and took the brunt of it. But then let's apply that in other ways when we talk about feeling of failure, feeling of, you're afraid to fall. Some people, it's just so easy for them to take that next big leap and they have nothing but a string of failures. Let me free you with the thought that he gave me later. In this season, everything in my spirit is shift positioning. You got to be in position for the shift. And now I'm at the point where I'm experiencing the shift part. It was like you were doing the work to get yourself in position, and now some of the things you were getting in position for have come to fruition. Not saying you have to work any harder. The truth be told, you have to work even harder. But now is the time you are cleaning your plate and preparing things for, So that just brought to memory the previous season, the season where when he would impart things and give me that idea, that thing that required that leap of faith. I was approaching it sort of like looking over the cliff, looking over the edge. How many steps do I got before I fall, before I hit the danger zone, before I fail? Do I have 2 or 3 steps? Is not step number 4 a little bit too much and I'm just going to tip over and everything's just going to be catastrophic? In this season, when he tells me to do something, I don't do that. I don't look for that ledge. I can't explain it other than just feeling like I have full confidence that everything is okay. Now, how does that relate to the fall? Again, the way I fell was it could have been a bad fall. But it was almost as if I had fallen on a trampoline and bounced back up as far as the impact absorbed. That's how this season is. And what God helped me to see is the cliff has been repositioned. It's been repositioned so he's done a 180. So whereas before you may have had 2, 3 steps before you fell over the edge, you don't have that anymore. You have that full, long path to walk where you can keep walking, and as long as you're willing to do your work, and listen for his instructions and obey what he tells you to do, you're not going to fall. You have nothing but success on that path if it's where he leads you to, if it's a part of the purpose he designs you for. However, here's the caveat to that. As empowering and as wonderful that may sound, and if you really catch the revelation of that in your spirit, that's why I encourage you to go to thejoyguru.net, click under the sections Meditations of the Heart, of my heart, and it will have that current blog post from yesterday that I'm referring to, and some others as well. But here's the thing. There has been a shift. So if you continue to obey him and you listen to him and you have his instructions, you can walk in that peace and confidence that what you're doing is ordered and you will be successful and you won't fail. And you can start releasing any fear that you have. But here's what you really should be scared of. Versus that fear of taking that next big step, taking quote unquote that leap of faith, here's what you need to be scared of in this season. Since the cliff has been repositioned, that means if you go back, those same 2-3 steps, you're wondering, do I have, how far do I have before I fall? If you walk back, you're going to fall. There's been a shift. The edge of that cliff has shifted. And some of us are afraid to take that next big step because we're afraid we're going to fall. So what we do is we stay in the same place. We stay where it's comfortable. We stay where this is the known. I don't have to deal with the fear of the unknown. And then some of us, because of the way we stay where we are, some of us even take steps back. Well, I stepped out here and tried this. It didn't work. I failed. I'm going through the side effects of the failure. So I think what I'll just go back to that place where I was when things did work out. So we backstep, we walk backwards, we walk in reverse. Well, in this season, if you do that, that's where you're going to fall. That's where you're going to fall off that edge and fall further away from the destined life he had for you and your purpose for this season. You can go to that blog post and read more about that. You can also see the different services that I offer. But here's the thing. Stop being afraid to fall. I know it's not easy, but if you're walking according to his directions, if you're seeking his directions, you're going to be okay. Either way, even if you step backward, grace is there, so he will catch you when you fall. But I encourage you in this season to walk forward, walk ahead. Know that wherever he sends you to, if he sends you there, he's going to give you instructions on what to do. You don't have to know the next 15 steps. I'm not telling you to walk blindly. But if it's somewhere where he sends you, he's not going to send you blind. He will send you what you need. He will send people. He will send resources because he can't send you somewhere and not give you provision. That's just the way it works. What you need to do, however, because this is one of my lessons from last year, position yourself. Position yourself, because I have some things now I'm working on. He gave me that vision a year ago. Other things, he gave me the vision several years ago. And I stood there and said, well, how do we do that? When do we do that? And I'm seeking him for direction, and he said nothing. But I understand today why he said nothing, because there were several other pieces that I need, crucial pieces that I needed to carry off that vision, and they didn't come till a year later, sometimes several years later. But that's okay, because now all the pieces are together, and now we can fully implement and walk forward and press forward with that thing and be successful. Timing is everything. But at the same time, I encourage you, while timing is everything, keep walking ahead. Let him tell you what pace to walk at. Let him allow you to go on the journey and allow him to send people and send resources and new visions and new thoughts and those things. Because if he's leading you, you won't fail. There's no reason to fear. But I encourage you on today, please don't go backwards. Please don't stand in a place of comfort. Please don't throw your hands up and just say, I don't know what to do, so I will do nothing. Because that's a waste. And that's where a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of fears, you just won't have 100% peace. And that's my thoughts for today. He will brace your fall But first, you have to get over your fear of falling. And that is the title of today's blog post. So I encourage you to go to joyguru.net. Please follow me. I have some exciting announcements coming. One of those announcements I promised to tell you today. Hopefully I will. But keep at the website. That's all I can tell you. If you stay on the joyguru.net, when I'm ready for that big announcement, I will put it on that page. Again, that page also has all my social media things. So, I will upload this, the link on my YouTube channel. It's up there. I'll upload this video shortly, but I did want to give you that. And guys, as always, have a joy-filled and blessed day. Take care. Bye-bye. Thejoyguru.net. Don't forget that, though. Be blessed.